Hi guys, how are we all doing? I recently got a comment by someone talking about how Perseus isn't in Smite by now, considering all the other gods and how long it's been. And then I considered I've never talked about Perseus, and he's a pretty well-known and fairly significant figure in the Greek myths, right? So today we're going to be talking about the story of Perseus, the demigod. So starting us off, King Acrisius of Argos came before an oracle for help as he had been born no sons. The oracle informed him that he'd meet his end by the hand of his grandson. His daughter, Diane, was childless, so Acrisius locked her away in a tower to keep things that way. Zeus caught a peek of this child, and, well, you know Zeus. Nothing really stops him once he gets his eyes set on a woman. So, under the cover of darkness, he transforms himself into a golden shower and bypasses the confines of the princess's chamber. Perhaps he can sneak through some of the cracks in the tower to find himself on her lap. Or perhaps he can slip through the metal bars. Either way, she bursts a son, Perseus, into the world, and when Acrisius finds out about this, he locks both mother and child in a chest and throws it into the sea. He didn't want to kill his grandson outright for fear of what the Furies might do. They're not fans of things like matricide and all of that sort of thing, so why would they look any differently on this? Even despite the fact that he was pretty mad. By pure luck or the favor of the gods, the chest somehow manages to arrive at Cerberus in one piece. This place is ruled by King Polydictes. Dictys, a fisherman and brother of the king, freed both the princess and Perseus. Here, Perseus grows up to be a strong young man, and somehow Dictys had hid the duo really well because it was several years before any of the citizens even discovered them. Sure enough though, Polydictes does eventually lay eyes on the princess and falls hopelessly in love with her as soon as he does. He tries to court her, but she's simply not interested, and rejection doesn't really work for a king's reputation, so he resolves to win her hand by any means necessary, her son being the only real barrier to entry. Polydictes pretends to propose to Hippodamia, which means tamer of horses, and the daughter of another kingdom, king of Pisa. And those living in Seriphus were obliged to bring horses as bridal gifts. Perseus was too poor to do this, but offered the king anything that he would ask. Poly sends Perseus to fetch him the head of Medusa, knowing tales of how the monster could turn a man to stone with a single glass, and hoping that she would just deal with Perseus for him. In a few days, Perseus set off in his search for the Gorgon's lair, the location of which known to no man. After despairing in his search, the gods take pity on Perseus. A tall woman and a young man in winged sandals appear before him, claiming that they are Athena and Hermes. They instruct him to find sisters of the Gorgons, the Gria, who would give him further instructions. The Gria were three grey-haired women who shared a single eye and a single tooth, and lived in a cave. As they were sharing the eye and the tooth, Perseus grabbed them both and forced the ladies to inform him that he should go and visit certain nymphs. These nymphs knew the location of the Gorgons and owned winged sandals and an impenetrable back. Perseus was also given the cap of invincibility from Hades. Well, not that it was Hades that gave it to him, but it was just Hades' property. Well, I suppose not anymore, but yeah. And left to hunt Medusa. He equips each item and is also given an adamantine sickle by Hermes. With all of that in tow, he flies across the ocean, meeting the Gorgons as they sleep. He meets the only mortal Gorgon, Medusa. Quietly, he creeps over to her and, using the bronze shield of Athena's reflection, smites her at the neck, taking her head. A golden-sworded soldier and the Pegasus spring forth from her corpse, the unborn children of Medusa with Poseidon. Perseus sticks the head in this bag and flies out of the lair, leaving her sisters to mourn her passing. After slaying Medusa, Perseus was returning from his long journey and crosses paths with Atlas, the Titan cursed to bear the weight of the sky for his crimes against the gods. Perseus requests shelter from his long journey, but adhering to an ancient prophecy explaining that someone would come for his sacred golden apples, Atlas refuses the request. Perseus didn't take rejection lightly, and so removed Medusa's head from his satchel and showed it to Atlas, who immediately turned to stone and formed the Atlas Mountains we know today. Reaching deeper into Africa, Perseus met the people of Ethiopia, ruled by King Sippius. His wife, Cassiopeia, committed hubris by claiming that the beauty of herself and her daughter trumped those of the sea nymphs, the Nereids. An offended Poseidon sent Cetus, a great sea monster, to hassle the waters of Ethiopia and devour Princess Andromeda, who was chained to a rock at the sea's edge. For Perseus, it was love at first sight, and he agreed to kill Cetus in return for Andromeda's hand. Perseus flew over the beast's head and slew it with his adamantine sickle, or good old Medusa. Within a year, the pairing bore their first child, Perseus, ancestor to all future kings that were Persian. Arriving back in Serapis, Dictys tells Perseus of how much more Polydictes has been harassing his mother, that he never married the other princess. An unhappy Perseus finds the king, with his attendants, eating together and raising the head of Medusa, petrifying all the men and making Dictys the new king. Perseus then returns the divine items to the gods, Hermes and Athena, gifting the head of the Gorgon to Athena, who takes it as a symbol on her shield, the Aegis. The last matter on the agenda was one of fate. Perseus takes Diane and Andromeda to Argos in search of his grandfather. He then goes to Pelasgian, not knowing that this is where his grandfather had fled to. Competing in the Olympic Games there in Larissa, he throws a discus which went way off target and strikes the old man on the head, felling him in one blow. After claiming his grandfather, Perseus was way too ashamed to claim his throne, and instead ruled at Trins by exchanging Argos with its ruler. He had 6 sons and a daughter with Andromeda, some becoming the descendants of notable kings, and one of them being Heracles. Overall, I think it's fair to say that he was a hero of sorts. He got kinda screwed over a little by Serapis, but I guess it all works out because even though the journey seemed somewhat perilous and at times kind of annoying, he gets to meet the love of his life, do things that no normal mortal should have or would have done otherwise, and also has his career in check by the end of it, so he gets to be a ruler. I mean, that's a pretty solid deal, I'd say. Much better than the deals that a lot of characters in Greek mythology end up getting. Maybe at times he did some things that were a bit extreme, like, you know, turning the king that tricked him and then hit on his mum a bit too much into stone, as well as all the advisors that were there as well. But maybe that's one of the better reasons as to why he decided to give up the head of Medusa and all of the other godly weapons, because clearly he's mortal and he's flawed. And also another random question. So Heracles is supposed to meet Atlas a bit later on. If Atlas is turned to stone, one, does that end Atlas's punishment? Because he's not bearing the weight of the sky, or at least he's not feeling it, right? He's stone. You're not going to feel that once you're stone. When Atlas does meet Heracles, is he just living as a stone man? Can he move, or is he still stone? Like, what's the deal there? Is he freed, or is the spell undone? That's curious business there. I suppose compared to a lot of other gods, demigods, and just people in Greek mythology, Perseus is probably one of the nicer ones. I really can't seem to find too many examples of him being a douche, and even if he did do wrong, for the most part, he's either taking revenge within reason. I suppose if a king does make you trek across, go on this really dangerous journey whilst promising to not do a thing just so that he can actually do that thing, you're somewhat justified. Let me know all your thoughts on Perseus as well, and of course whether you enjoyed the story. And if there's anyone else you'd like me to cover next or just want to hear about, go ahead and leave a request in the comments below. But till then, I've been Prime, have yourselves a fantastic day, and check out some more videos. Bye bye.